3, 2, 1. Give it. Okay. What's happening then? It's your girl, Kana Kane. And in the meantime and in between time, I'm coming to you with another video. So we are here at Married with First Sight, episode 6, Dark Side of the Honeymoon. And I'm sorry I'm so late. Like, I had a long 2 days. You see, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning and I'm doing this review. I gotta get it in. I said I'm gonna be more committed this year. I'm gonna stick to the things I said I'm gonna do. You can now add up to... Okay. No, I don't want to do that. Thank you. Anyway, so this particular episode, everybody was pretty much getting along except Alyssa and Alyssa and Chris. And everybody else kind of, meshed well. But there still was some issues, and we're going to point them out. First, I want to thank all the people who've watched. I want to say thank you. Thank you for coming back and getting, a little dose of my view of things. And don't forget to share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And I did leave my Cash App also in the bio. So if you feel free, like you want to, sponsor sister, feel free. I am not mad at nobody. But moving on and getting into the nitty gritty. So I'm kind of confused who I want to start with today because I think everybody was a little laid back except I think Mark and Lindsay kind of turned up a little bit this week. From last episode, and he dropped the bombshell on Lindsay about, I want to roll back, slow things down, da-da-da-da-da. Well, it seems like they got along. They got over that hump of disappointment, which I felt her pain. He set up a romantic dinner, and it wasn't that romantic when he dropped the bomb on, we need to cut back and, kind of start over. I just kind of didn't... I felt like where they went this week, it was a little too real for me. Like, it was, like, even though he said he want to move fast, to me, his part is moving fast because he got so many issues. Like, he really got down low issues that really, to me, are red flags and are concerning. And she should be very, very, she should just be aware. Like, she's just so in it that when he suggested that they pull back, she needs to take note of that because, all right, let's start with his landlord. Mark's landlord was calling. Now, he says she sees him as a son, but it's like she's flipping out. You know what I'm saying? She's calling with, now he didn't have cats for the longest. She's calling, she done made a new lease about cats, and so therefore now he getting evicted because he got cats, and she evicted him while he's, she knows where he's at, and she's just continuing to call with different scenarios and situations that arise in his life. And on the after party, which if you don't know what the after party is, sorry, my notes fell, is a show that kind of scans and goes over certain information about the episode, right? So the after party, Lindsay tells everyone that he also have a friend that's married, and they're really good friends, and she had texted Lindsay and was like, yeah, I'm a really important woman in his life, da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, Mark got low-key stuff going on. He's attached to women, so hopefully Mark is he's on the show for all the right reasons. Maybe he's not quite here for what we think he's here for, because it just sounds like he has way too much going on. He's not stable because to be looking for a wife. Now, where I felt like Lindsay overstepped her boundaries is when he was telling her, hey, I got bed bugs. I was like, whoa. When he said that, I believe I would have took 10 steps back at that point. Not, okay, I'm going to say this. Bed bugs doesn't mean that you're dirty or anything. Anybody can get bed bugs. But you didn't even take care of that situation before you came and joined such a show. And then you're going to mention it on national TV about your situation like that. No, that's no class. That said a lot. And I felt like Lindsay handled it like a champ. She's so in it to win it. She's so in it to be a friend, a wife. She was like, well, because he was being badgered by his landlord, you could just get your stuff and move in with me. I would have been on pause. You cannot just get your stuff and move in. Did she not hear that he said he had a bed bug problem? Like, you was not getting none of your stuff and move in with me. I mean, I just feel like Mark is not, he's sounding like a nice guy because he take care of his mom and grandma, but it's something missing out of that picture. And the red flag is the so-called landlord. Some people can just get jealous. He doesn't have to be sleeping with her. I think that. I think something went on, but it could just be that, say the woman is like a mom, okay? But, and how mothers or someone that's been in your life tries to then intervene in the wrong way and become a nuisance. And you thought they were really your friend, but their true colors come out when a situation arises. And that might be pretty much what it is. But I still think Lindsay needs to pull back like he asked her to, and don't so much offer her services, because at the end of the day, he's still a grown man who needs to figure his way out. Like, it's when you meet somebody, it's those red flags that you don't pay attention to and they roll right over because you're in the honeymoon stage of your relationship and everything's all golden. But that to me is not golden. That to me tells me you don't handle business, and it's not the fact of you wouldn't have bed bugs. You would have taken care of it. Hey, getting bed bugs, like I said again, that can happen to anybody, but taking care of the problem, that means you about business, and you're not gonna, leave your situation for them to, for the problem to get bigger. You know what I'm saying? Like, for your infestation to grow. Like, if you left your situation just the bed bugs everywhere, they're going to grow and grow and grow. And I'm not sure, but I heard that they produce really rapidly. So for me, handle your business. Now, let's see. Oh my goodness, Lindsay and Mark. Okay, I didn't write much down. Oh yeah, they did talk about, I thought their talks was pretty serious about religion and how many children they want. And I think Lindsay is so funny because she's just so honest. But she was like, I'll take 2 kids, but I won't do 3, but maybe 4. He was like, okay, we won't do 3. It just, to me, she wants even number of kids. She doesn't want anyone to be left behind. She don't want that hanging over kid that just will find themselves the odd person out. She wants to make it even where everybody got somebody. And I feel that. The religion thing, that's a hard one. I guess that's why I'm not married, because that's one of those that y'all gotta see eye to eye, because even religion can become a big factor, so I thought that was a really good question that Mark came up with. But Mark, yeah, this week I seen big red flags, but I still felt like him and Lindsay really gelled. They really got along. I could see a future in them, but I still don't think it will work. Um, Even though I think she's a good person for him, I just, at this point, I don't know who Mark is. Like, Lindsay, you get face value what she is. She's a sweet person. Even though she might come across wrong, she might put her two left feet in her mouth. Lindsay is a good person. Um, she's very thoughtful. She's very giving. I could just tell who she is. And once she falls in love with you, she'll go to the wire for you. You got a friend in her. Once she's your friend, you got a friend in Lindsay. So Lindsay got your back. And that's the type of person Lindsay is. People don't like her because they totally misunderstand her because she's too honest. And most super honest people don't like them because they feel like they talk too much. Their mouth is big. They're opinionated. And they always have maybe negative opinions. And let me tell you why they have negative opinions, because they see the bull crap in people really well. And they point it out. They don't have a problem being boisterous and pointing it out. And to be honest, I'm not saying everybody be on bull crap, but the world got a lot of bull crap people in it who just pull game or do shiesty, nasty stuff on a daily. And there's a lot of phony people out there. When you come across a good person, make sure you cherish them because they're really hard to find. But I'm not saying there's not good people out there. There's still a lot of great people out there. But I'm saying there's more to me, people that be on bullcrap or be on some undercover bullcrap. And, Lindsay's the type of person who key in on that and can point it out, sniff it out. And she gets really targeted because she's not the kind of person who got wisdom enough to be quiet, and I get it. I really do. I think Mark stirred the pot. But we'll get into that later. Let's go to Noy and Steve because they're the easiest and I ain't got much to say about them. Noy and Steve are coming together really well. Their chemistry is really strong. I like the way they're both taking their time, taking it slow. And, they're making the right connection that I see them longevity. But there was one concern I seen in the episode to come, facing him not having a job. So I really want to see how that goes down because I feel like, yeah, that's going to be a concern. I want to know if Steve is a hippie or is he just making a transition? Because when you get into something like this, you don't know who people are until the layers start peeling off. You know what I'm saying? Like, start peeling like a banana. Like, the stripes start coming off. And the layer of banana start producing fruit. You know what I'm saying? So, you really don't know who Steve is until these episodes keep going. Is he about work? Will he find a job during this process? Will he give us a little bit of his maturity? What will we see in these next couple of weeks? I think that's the good to come out of those two. Will he secure his position? Can he secure the bag? It's just a lot to Noy that, is like Starburst. We're going to get a burst of flavor in a minute. We're going to be able to see what it is. So I'm looking forward to that. It wasn't a lot I could say about Noy and Steve because, they've been keeping it so mild lately, but consistent on building the chemistry. So I'm cool with that. That's what they here for. Um, no, we ain't gonna get on Katina and Olajuwon yet. Let's stick it to Jazmina and Michael. Okay, so Jasmina and Michael. The lovely couple that they are. We had a small little argument and we made a big deal out of nothing. But they both so serious. I do see why the experts brought them two together because they so serious. Both of them po little souls. And they both quiet too in their own way. They both weird. They got to a point where they didn't have 50 words to say to each other, but they just both kind of still there. And I felt like, even though to me it was like Operation Shutdown, I felt like they understood each other's silence enough to say, I'm content with him and he's content with her. So I seen that as a win for them, even though it was a Debbie Downer for me because I was like, oh no, they ain't speaking. Oh God, they got silent. I got worried for them. But just looking at them too, that's just the way they roll. Both of them too. Like they, I have a gift for gab. I can talk about anything. But what's his name? Michael is a loner. He's isolated 90% of the time. Not that he don't have family or he doesn't have friends. He's always to himself thinking. So when you always thinking in your head, you don't really have time to talk to other people. The thing with that is though, and this is the thing with that, because I have a daughter and she always tells me, Mom, I just don't know how to finish a conversation with guys. I'm like, me and you talk for hours. How can you not know what to talk about with somebody else? Like, people get to that dead spot where, they don't know how to keep the conversation flowing. And even though that is not my problem, okay? Some people, even though they're talkative, it has to be a jail. I still don't see Jasmina as totally comfortable with Michael, even though she says a lot of nice and positive stuff. I still see a little hesitation there from her. I like her because she keeps it sweet, and she is trying to be as open, and she's very honest, transparent. She's very trying to be easygoing. I seen just a lovely transition. She's very humble, and I still think she is just beautiful brown skin. That girl is pretty. She's that flawless pretty too. Um, and for her to be so beautiful, she's such an open flower. I really like that about her because when you would, if I didn't know her and I seen her somewhere, I would think she was stuck up. She doesn't come across stuck up, but she definitely has this look about her, and her beauty is just so stunning. And to see that her, part of her is just as beautiful. I ain't seen that other side. I know she can have it, but see, she's the type of person you got to pull it out of her. She's not just gonna give it to you because she's an ugly soul. You're gonna have to she's gonna have to be checking you. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a checkpoint, check moment, because other than that, she's down, and she's not that disrespectful type of girl. So, but she ain't dumb either, so don't try her. But I really like what I see in her. I just hope he don't get weird. And you know what? I think those two are going to last. But it's more to come out of Michael, unfortunately. And see, she's she's not gonna back down to anything Michael come with. That's just not what she's gonna do. So I hope that they can weather the storm and get through it, because they make a lovely couple. And I like everything about, she's not making a big deal out of his looks. She's not making a big deal out of just certain things that bother her. She's trying to straight up figure it out. And it's lovely to see. I didn't write enough about them, so I don't know any key things that might. I said I was going to play it out a little bit on my TV here. Because I got short memory, and it'd be some good stuff. I'll be like, I didn't say this. Oh man, I forgot to even mention that. Who was a mess this week was just Alyssa and Chris. Their situation was just a mess, and I have way too much to say. Let's see. I didn't get on Elijah Wan and Katina. Now, Elijah Wan, I'm really falling in love with Elijah Wan. Like, who would have knew he made good husband material? Because Elijah Wan is a little corny. I can't see Elijah Wan as a player, because let me tell you why. He's corny. He talks a lot, but he makes sense. That's the surprising part. You think Elijah Wan talks so much, he's going to be a little cuckoo crazy. He just makes a lot of sense. And I really like the way he keep it copacetic. He's like really mature. And I'm really shocked because, like, again, he comes off corny to me and a little childish. But at the end of the day, he's really shining and standing up like a man. I like the way he knows how to either spruce the situation up or reel it back. When he was trying to pep talk her into riding this horse, and she was like, hey, pump your brakes. Okay, I thank you for the encouragement, but I'm serious. Cut it out. Like, deaden it. He was so apologetic, and he knew how to say the right things to let her understand or clarify that he don't mean to overstep his boundaries. He's just, he want to be able to encourage her if she needed, and he wants to be able to respect her boundaries when, when he's pushing too hard. So I really appreciated that. I was like, look, she got her little man, Katina. I like Katina. At first, I know. I said I didn't like her. But I like Katina. I like her maturity as well. I like just the way her and Elijah Wan gel, and they respect one another. It's really nice to see. Because these last couple of Married at First Sight episodes have just, especially when it comes to African American couples, they just been, to me, the butt of a lot of jokes. Like, you have people who don't see eye to eye, except Woody and, I forgot Woody's wife's name. But anyway, Married at First Sight, it's like, I want to witness love. I want to witness people come together in an experiment and really trying hard and trying to show or be a blueprint to show people, that either this can work, and if it can't, this is how it should go. Not a butt show. I wanted to say something else, but I'm not going to cuss. I don't want to cuss in case, some kids watch this. I don't want to be cussing. Even though I don't put my status for children, still, I don't want some children to come across it and I'm cussing. Not cool. But I will say, Elijah is very clear about where he stands. And I think that's so, so, so important. He doesn't leave anything to the wandering imagination. He's just really, really straight up. And I really can appreciate that. Coming onto a show and not knowing another person, that clarity is a comfort. So, you know, um, even when he commented later on, there's a question that's asked about Alyssa and Mark, and he gives his honest opinion. He's on point with his evaluation of Alyssa and Chris's relationship and this what's actually going on in their situation. He called out bullcrap, and I'm just like, yes, it is all bullcrap, but I just Katina and Jasmine is kind of opening the door for somebody to have excuses during the evaluation of Alyssa and Chris. But this is why I like Lindsay too. Lindsay is just straightforward. She's not buying the bull, and neither is Elijah. Elijah is straight up, and I am the kind of person I can only deal with straight up people. I don't care about hurting feelings as long as they're not doing it in a very harsh, disrespectful way, and they're coming to me real. I can truly appreciate that. I don't want people around me candy coating stuff and just saying what I want to hear, because how do I get to grow from that? How do I get to see myself, or not even see myself, because I may not believe what you got to say, but evaluate myself and measure myself up against what you're saying, just to see, am I out of line? Am I really a good person? Am I really a bad person? Is what they saying? Should I give it the attention? Should I, you gotta take sometimes what people say into some kind of consideration. And if you feel it's a flaw or something is going on with you, you can always clean it up, right? Right. So that's why I like a Lindsay and I like a Elijah one, because you can grow with people like that in your life. And that means, to me, when people are honest like it, that's love. I don't care how people look at that, because I'm very forward. I can say some things that's really real, and I mean it out of love. And I see when people are like that, they have a heart of gold, and Elijah Wan has a heart of gold. He's a really great person. Um, Now he's a guy and he's fine with a bunch of tats. So if he says something, people ain't gonna get bent all out of shape. But if Lindsay says it, she's probably crash burned her session. Her time is up. But so people can take it from Elijah one, but they can't take it from Lindsay. But either here nor there. I like straightforward people, and they're good enough for me. So let me play this because, um, okay. Oh my goodness, it doesn't want to play. Okay, so let me go back in. I kind of wanted to play this part. We are done. Okay, so we're gonna listen to this a little bit. Still sitting here, so hold on. That says everything, right? We're still figuring out the plan. Alyssa and I don't talk outside of when we are doing an activity together, and I'm trying to push as hard as I can while giving her the space to grow, because everybody has always told me that she moves incredibly slowly. But if I'm not in this at all, then I'm done, and I want to move on, and I want her to say out loud on camera to everybody that we are done. So it sounds like everyone else is going to be moving in together and sharing an apartment and continuing on this journey. So I'm just curious, what
your plans are for that.
So we haven't had a chance to talk about it yet, but my thought was you could move into the apartment for the first half, and then I could move in the second half, because I know we both want to be a part of it, because I know I love you all so much, and just because it didn't work out in a romantic sense, that doesn't mean that we shouldn't be able to participate when we're both still sitting here and want to do that, in my opinion.
Okay, so let me. Okay, it deadened itself. Oh goodness, I'm showing my place here. I don't want to do all of that. I don't want to do all of that. Mm-mm. Okay, so the problem I had with Lindsay this whole episode is Alyssa. Alyssa was just really finessing and manipulating the whole scene. Like, if you notice that she said, this is when they were talking on camera, and she was like, it's not fair that you get to have the apartment and you want to stay in the apartment, and then it was immediately she was trying to turn and flip this script of the apartment onto Chris, and Chris was lost. Like, what are you talking about? And his comeback crash burned her plan, so she had to think of something else. Then she goes to what do you call them? The camera people and the people behind the scenes, and she's coming for this apartment because what she's trying to do is now finesse them into either letting her get her own apartment. She's trying to find a way to make this situation about her. She's already got a vacation out of it, fun in the sun, free food. Like, she wants the experience, but she doesn't want the process. And she wants to be able to, when they go back, she wants to be able to have her own apartment and continue the show. She's not interested in him. We all see that. She's not even allowing him and her to interact for there ever to be a connection, for there ever to be anything that they're working toward. This has become the finesse show for her. So she cries about, it's not fair he gets the apartment and I don't get to live there just because I don't want to be with him. And they had to say, well, this ain't the single and married show. This is Married at First Sight. You got to go through the experience or the process. So she doesn't want to go through the process, but she is trying to make them give her a separate apartment. So I really want to see how they handle this, because she came up with this whole, you can have the apartment for the first half of the experiment and then I can have it for the second half. And I liked what he said. Hey, either I'm all in or I'm all out. I never heard that offer, but I'm not for that. And I really thought, yes, because when he had this long talk with his mom told him, take your losses. If she's not in, she's probably never going to be in. And don't waste your time. And that's how I feel. Don't waste your time. But I tell you what's going to happen, because nobody wants to give back $100,000. He's going to stick it out to the end. He's come too far. $100,000 is a lot of money. And nobody wants to walk away with nothing. That's just not how the world works. So he's going to do a couple of things. One, he's either going to wholeheartedly continue to work things out between him and her to get to a place where, like he said, if you just put in 1%, I'll put in all. I was a little mad when he made that comment. I agree with Elijah Wan. The man is trying. He even said, if you put in 1%, I'll put in 100. All you gotta do is let me know that you're trying. If you tell me that you're all out, I'm out of here. She's never gonna say she's all out. The reason being is she cannot, and she's having fun. She's getting to hear herself talk. She's having fun with all of that. She gets to hear herself manipulate and use these words and phrases and twist and turn them and flip them and slap them up. Oh no, she gets to have fun right now. And she's just playing a game. She doesn't care who gets hurt. It's all about her. I'm a good person. She's all about how she looks. And if I come off like this and this and that, I'm going to be pissed. You got to know when some of this is just you and it's not, people editing and making you look bad. This is a person who's not used to taking responsibility. This is a person who has went through her whole life with tears and crying and being able to flip the script, because it's just the way, if he tried to talk to her about anything, if it got real, I don't want to talk about this right now. I don't want to talk about this on camera. I don't want, and then, let me see. Let me turn it down. Let me let it keep rolling, because there's a couple of scenes where I was very, 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 very annoyed of her explanation of how she's forcing this situation to look one way and then blame him. She's calling him a butthole. She even lied and said, he's rude to me. When we talk, he's rude. He's not rude to her. And they barely talk. And that part she really lied, because they had not really had a conversation. They have not been talking. And he really hasn't gotten a conversation in with her. But, she's making it look like when they speak, he's just rude to her. And he's just trying to be real with her. And she said, I understand you're frustrated. She understands he's frustrated. Why? Why does she understand that? Because she knows she's playing a game. And so it's it just was a lot going on with them too. And like I said, it's only going to be a couple of things that they do to stick this out, because he's not giving up that $100,000. It's not going to happen. He's going to either play it out with high hopes that they're going to make a connection, or he's going to digest the situation and become an actor and roll with the punches and play this game, going back and forth, making it look like, we're just having this love triangle situation. Or he's just going to do him, but he's still going to play the game, but he's not giving back that $100,000. Now, if he was to quit the show, I'm going to be shocked, because I don't think, okay, I shouldn't underestimate him. What he has in him is he wants to give it a chance. He see all the writing is on the wall. He see every way that she absolutely feels, but he is still holding out because she hasn't said those magic words, which I still feel like he's giving her way too much power. He is putting the ball in her court to, when she says it, then, it's all over. But she's not going to say it because she feels like if she says it, it's going to make her look like the bad guy. And she's so worried about the way that she looks. Not because if she was so worried about the way that she looks, she would put effort into it and, in the end, still decide I'm not going through with this marriage. Because it's a way that you can go through the process, get in the bed and sleep with the person. But don't touch me. I won't touch you. Move into the apartment with one another. It's ways to get through it. She's not even trying to do it on that level, And then on the after party with Keisha Pullum Knight, Lindsay made a comment that basically while they were at the courthouse trying to, kind of put a stamp on we're married, she was on the phone with her lawyer, like trying to see if she can get out of this. So she knew at the courthouse that she didn't really want to be a part of this. And that was before they got on the plane for the honeymoon. So it's just like, and then she just won't say what she needs to say to get out of this situation if she's so miserable. And then she plays the game, well, I'm still here, aren't I? I could have left yesterday. I could have got on the plane and went back to, he like, yeah, okay. You could have went back on the plane. Yeah. But it's just so heartbreaking that people would waste your time because I'm not what you look like. You should have been way past that point when you asked for somebody else's services. But I've been saying, the show had to have somebody create the drama and bring the show. And they sniffed her out. She was acting snooty. She had this prima donna attitude. And it just made them key in on her. And not, to where, let's not give her what she wants. And let's see how we get a response. So.
And then I could move in the second half.
It was, this whole second half. Now it gets further down the line. And this just gets more incredible and much more messier. And it's like, my other problem with this is the show, Pastor Cal. We've been monitoring this situation between Alyssa and Mark. And I just feel like they really don't care how far this goes and who gets hurt. Because I feel like it's been going on too long and they haven't gotten there and kind of coached and canceled. I know when it's time for them to move in, there's going to be Pastor Cal and them coming, making their rounds, but I wish they didn't have that clause in there where, you can't throw in the towel. I think some couples, they need to throw in the towel. Let me see, hold on.
0 back.
What also made me mad was when the girls, okay, so at the table that night, he wanted to discuss the situation, and again, she used her privilege to say she didn't want to talk about it in front of everybody, this and that, and he made a comment, you never want to talk. And I felt like, no, Jazmina, be quiet. She interjected and said, well, if she doesn't feel comfortable, that whole, the thing about having to respect someone who's on bullcrap, it just really gives people an excuse and a way out to play their bullcrap even stronger. When the producers or the people behind the scenes said, Mark, can you kind of understand? She needs more time. And I thought everybody kind of jumped on Mark, and I don't like that kind of stuff. That's when you're beating up on a person and you see what the truth is. But you're treating Mark like he's doing something wrong. And for me, it's just like, don't do that to people. You guys, that's when you beat up on a person, and then you'll start questioning yourself. Is it me? Am I, thinking wrong? Am I not, it'll make you second guess yourself till you can start making bad decisions because you're a little derailed. That's why I think he should save himself. Like, he's putting the ball in her court. So if she says this, I'm out. And I don't think he should wait that long. I think once they get back and there's not a good situation for their living arrangement, I feel like he shouldn't put the ball in anybody's court. He should make a decision, But at first I was really mad at him for that 1% comment. He told her if she just put 1% in it, he'll put all in it. And I like the way Elijah Wan broke it down, because I seen that strategic move as stupid and dumb, but it's marriage. It's a sacrifice. It's what marriage is. It's what, if you have a spouse, if you have love, it's one of those sacrifices that is what can keep a marriage glued, because that's what marriage is supposed to be. It's supposed to be, I may not get everything I want in this marriage right now, but I'm in for the long haul to forever for us. And so you might be giving 1%, but I'm going to give my all in it no matter what. And when he said it, I was like, this dude dumb. He want to get beat. But once Elijah Wan broke it down, I had to be in agreement with Elijah Wan. Love takes sacrifice. Marriage is a sacrifice. And so I seen while I'm single, I was like, well, because I wouldn't have went for that. That would have been the end. You would have got what you wanted out of me. Deuces, I would have been so out. But, you got to hear love and know love when you see it. And love is going to be stupid for somebody. 1 minute you might feel used and dumb. And there's times you're going to know that you're overly loved because maybe you guys are showing it at the same time. Sometimes things won't seem as fair as they should be, but, that's love. And, it still evens out, at the end of the day, if it's real love. If not, it'll be problems there, so let me see. Let's see what they talking.
Just because this isn't working out like we both wanted it to doesn't mean that I'm not trying. And to me, that says a lot.
She wants credit for everything.
I don't even think Alyssa knows what's going on with Alyssa. She keeps thinking about her and how she was out.
She wants credit for everything. I think that says a lot. Like, it says nothing that you're still there. It says not, it definitely doesn't say that you're trying. It just says you're trying to finesse the game, because if you want one half of the season of living in the apartment because you want to be able to spend time with your girls, like, you didn't come on this show to make friends and spend time with other people. The show is about, you get married to someone and being a blueprint for the situation at hand. And for me to hear, I don't know. Y'all, I don't know. It's just a crock of doodle splat. Like, I'm annoyed. Let's kind of go off of what Elijah Wan said. Elijah Wan made a lot of sense. And let's see.
Everybody at the table, yo, powerful. That was one of the most powerful things I saw in real life.
I can't keep putting myself out there unless I get something that's not zero back.
Listen to what he's saying to you. Listen. Stop just thinking with your eyes. Listen. This is what you wanted. You want love? That's what love is. Somebody sacrificing, putting his life on the line, embarrassing himself in front of everybody just to make you happy to know where his heart is. How can you not feel for the man? Dude, my heart hit the floor and came back in my chest, dude. I love that it was said in front of everybody, because now everybody can get out of their marriage. Step back. They already said what they had to say. They already came to agreement that they will have their own discussion when time is right.
That's a cute, low-key way of telling your wife, don't get in it. Stay out of it. Everybody needs to stay out of it. They didn't say what they had to say.
I didn't know that you were thinking about...
Okay. Yeah. That whole scene just blew my mind because she knows how to play the game, the word game. She got the words down packed, but she's just so full of bull. My little 7-year-old grandbaby would know she's full of it. You know what I'm saying? And so that's pretty much all I have for that. Like, to me, that was the whole show. Like that, it's just, and it's gonna be nonstop too. But that's the whole entire show to me. Is she's gonna drag this as long as he allows it, and so is the show. The experts behind the scene, they're gonna let it go down, and I just don't agree with that. You have to know how to save people, and not let them be mentally dragged. Like Elijah once said, this dude is embarrassing himself just to try to make this work. And again, she used every piece of the conversation or accusations her friends made, his friends made, all of that. And she's just using those words and the things she found out and know as a weapon. And, acting like, I'm not comfortable with that. This girl is just being immature. Like, just straight up immature. And she knows she looks a certain way. But she doesn't care because all she's going to do is lie and deflect. So, yeah. Let's see what happens. We got the upcoming scene. I want to see how they're going to work this apartment out. If they give her an apartment, I'm going to call it the Alyssa Show. Because she might as well get the rights. Because she finessed them into giving her an apartment. So, like, they need to turn over the show. Mm-hmm. So, thank you guys for watching my review. I hope I broke it down. Make sure you come with me next week. I will try to have it more together. I just had a lot to do. And I said, I'm going to stay consistent no matter how late I come with this review. I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do. And so I hope we see more of one another. And in the meantime, in between time, I'll bring a couple of videos your way on other topics. Thank you for coming. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe and comment. Thank you, and God bless. Bye.